Welcome everybody. Today's tutorial, I get a lot of questions about ChatGPT, how confused at what it is. They think it's going to be, Skynet and the end of the world. Just want to walk you through and show you some practical examples of how you can use ChatGPT in your everyday life. So let's get into it. This is the sign up page. You can go to chat.openai.com and click on the sign up. And then here you can authenticate with your email address or use a single sign on from Google, Microsoft, or Apple. Go ahead and sign up and we'll continue right after that. Okay, so here we are signed in. Note that there are two versions at the moment of ChatGPT. There is a free one and a paid version. The free one is pretty good. I'd say start there. And if you have any reason to use some advanced features, then you can go ahead and look at that. I'll click on the paid version so you can get an idea of what that offers. So it's $20 a month at the moment. On a monthly basis, you can cancel at any time. And it just uses the latest model and allows you to use plugins to feed documents into it or other external sources. So if you feel like something you need or you want to test it out, then go ahead and sign up. For today's purpose, we'll stick with the free version. The simplest thing that you can do is ask ChatGPT questions like you would Google, right? So what is the capital of the United States, for instance? And one thing to note here is that many responses will tell you that the last date that ChatGPT is aware of data coming into it would be September of 2021. And so it's not currently up to date on anything newer than that. So keep that in mind. So here you go, you got a response. That seems simple enough. Let's say that you want something a little bit more advanced. Let's ask it for a recipe. And you can do something as simple as a cake recipe, and it will give you a classic vanilla cake in this example. But keep in mind that the more descriptive you are with your request, the better answer you will get tailored to what you're looking for. Oftentimes, as the family IT guy, I'll get questions and I have to dig in a little bit more to understand what someone is really looking for. So keep that in mind as you're using this tool. So in this particular case, we didn't specify what kind of cake we wanted, and it gave a vanilla cake. So let's say that we actually want a chocolate cake. Well, the very cool thing about ChatGPT is that in the same chat thread that you're in, you can iterate on your request and have it change based on that. So instead of typing in a whole new request, I can just say, can you change this to a chocolate cake? Now the recipe has changed to a chocolate cake. All right, and now let's bring this a little bit home to more of the technology side, which I get a lot of questions on. So let's say that your computer won't turn on and you're just not sure where to start, you're not sure where to get help. You can actually ask ChatGPT some questions that will help you troubleshoot that problem on your own. So let's go ahead and just tell it that our computer won't turn on. What can I do to troubleshoot? So here we go, getting some responses from ChatGPT. And as an IT professional, I can tell you that some of these are actually the exact same things that I would start with. Oftentimes, the simplest answer is the right answer. And I would normally tell my friends and family to check all these same things. Check the power source, make sure that that's plugged in. I've had people tell me it's plugged into the wall and then it's actually loose on the back of the computer. Testing and changing out the power cable just in case it's gone bad. The power source, so if you're plugged into an outlet on the wall, changing it to a different outlet, maybe the outlet is bad, or if you're plugged into a battery backup, a UPS system, maybe that's gone bad as well. And certainly peripheral devices can cause problems at times. Performing a hard reset, pressing the power button down for an extended period of time until it shuts down. If you have a desktop, it could be overheating and shutting itself down to protect things. That one would be a little bit more advanced to troubleshoot, but you can certainly feel and see if things feel hot. The monitor, I've had this happen a ton where the computer is actually working fine, but the monitor is not powering on or the HDMI cable is loose. And so these are things that actually are very good to check at the very beginning of your troubleshooting. Okay, the next step, let's use this for educational purposes. So let's say that you're a teacher and you want to know what resources are out there to help you, whether it's create trainings or get material or resources free. Let's just ask. Here are some responses that we've gotten back from lesson planning, curriculum resources to classroom management, communication, professional development, student engagement, interactive learning, classroom assessment and grading, and it keeps going on and on. So these are just some very brief examples. You can do this for pretty much any profession. So this is really just scratching the surface of what it can do, but the idea behind this is that it's more than just a Google search platform. It can pull in and iterate on responses. You can save the history, come back to it, and you can make some pretty advanced requests through it. Let's say that you are a filmmaker and you're curious why you're getting horizontal lines on some images when you're recording. That question comes up a lot in forums that I belong to or groups I'm a part of. So let's ask ChatGPT that question and see what it gives back. So here we go, and we got some responses. So for flickering lights is usually the most common one, and that could typically be because of the frame rate and your shutter speed, for instance, not matching the refresh rate of those lights. And so common fix for that would be to adjust your frame rate to match that. In this particular case, you may not know where to start here. So something you can do is maybe iterate on the question a little bit more and see if you get a quicker and cleaner response. So let's try that. In this case, let's ask it about the flickering lights and see if there's any in camera settings and see if there's anything that it'll recommend. And here we go. We actually are getting a little bit better responses now. So the frame rate is the most common one, and the shutter speed, that we spoke to. And so again, this is just one example of ways that you can use this to grow your knowledge base really in any field. Super useful tool. Like and subscribe, comment down below if you find this useful. If there's any other areas that you'd like to see me explore with ChatGPT or tools like it. And hope to see you the next time. Thanks.